quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. They'll have a first down past the 40 and all the way up to the 46. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage, anybody to run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys good, yeah. Backside guys,
man,
that's what you're supposed to do?
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
No spacing. 58, come on. 58.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. From the gun, a run for Johnson. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Just like that. Check. Alert. 6-6, pull it high. Hey, look, 48. Look, hey, we don't like the 48 right now. Let's go. I don't even know why this team showed up. World.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Roethlisberger. And the catch made by Johnson. Johnson on poke 3. Football's out. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Opening drive fumble and the 4 miscues that they had last week. 4 turnovers, Charles. So this is a bad trend.
And Brandon, you and I both know that they didn't just ignore what happened last week. They focused on it, tried to get better. And when it happens here again in this game, the head coach is going to see that as a direct reflection of his message to the team, and it's not sinking in.
They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 31 yards there and a first down.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Check.
Johnson. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. There to make the tackle, Steven Nelson.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Murray. It's caught right side by Daniels. And they'll get this down to the 10. 11 yards there, first down. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. David Johnson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Runs through the contact. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like you had green on that play.
They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. Credit the tackle to DJ Swearinger.
Ready? 30. 58. Come on. Set the tone. Set the tone.
From the 17, Roethlisberger. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Like 5. I got you. I got you.
And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They had a catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions and not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know some big guy, we're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. A lot of people felt Johnson was a little misused during what was a disappointing 2018. 940 yards on the ground, 7 touchdowns. Great for most, but not the season Johnson was hoping for. And he said this offseason, there are a lot of good running backs in the NFL, but I'm the best. And now he's trying to prove it, hoping to get back to the production that sent him to the Pro Bowl in 2016. That would certainly help his rookie quarterback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. 26.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They begin the drive with Johnson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. 10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
61, matchbox lights. Alert, alert.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 15 yards on the play, first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
You got that right there.
Off the draw, here's Johnson. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. He's already put it on the ground once in this first half. There, no gain, just struggling to get going.
Yeah, and what he needs right now, a dose of confidence, which means his guys have to chop a hole, a big one for him, give him a chance to run a little bit and gain some of that confidence back. He didn't get it on that carry.
And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
180. Mike, 58, right there. Blue down, blue down. 44.
Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. And he's got Moncrief. And down inside the 15 he goes. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see.
Check 52. No foul.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Spin. Kill. 77. 58, come on.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Blue 30. Mike, 58, right there. Rapid. 50. Middle. 58, Mike. You ain't got nothing. 58.
On third down, Roethlisberger. Flush to his right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field. But defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
And Boswell's kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up, and the offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. No gain on the play there. Second down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Looking to throw on second down. Murray. And Daniels has it over the middle. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 42. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Murray's pass complete to Butler. Past the 20. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Cam Hayward, always a force, got back there for the sack. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Now, flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Let's go now. 52. 61. Okay. Yeah. 24.
Now Murray throwing on second down. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. 12 yards is the pickup there, and that'll bring up what looks to be a third and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he fights his way in, not giving up. And it's a Cardinal touchdown. David Johnson with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Gonzalez to add the PAT. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
So that best release is go. 58, come on. 58, come on. Hey, Alpha.
Roethlisberger will throw. comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Now Roethlisberger going top shot for Smith-Schuster. Oh, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Watch the screen. Corner. Switch.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. The Cards with the lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go. Let's do this.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Switch it.
And they start the second half with Johnson. And just bowling over tacklers. Space to maneuver at the 40. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. The second quarter starts off with a bang as they snag over 30 yards. Not only an explosive play, but an explosive run. I mean, broken tackles along the way to pick up that yardage.
The way things kept churning for him, feet were moving, the legs were driving. Looks like someone who spent his off-season working on hill work, running through sand, all the things that you want to build up those leg muscles.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Murray going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack.
Well, no takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long.
5-2 the Mike. Mike 5-2. Mike 5-2. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. 6 guys. Check 6.
Murray with a 3rd and long. Looking for the end zone. And that will be incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
On the ground, this is Johnson. And he goes out right around the 39. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Black 20. Check 48 to Mike. Know your job.
From the 39, Roethlisberger going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. It's caught inside the 25. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A gain of 39 that time.
And the Steelers first down.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On the toss, here's Johnson. And he loses the football a second time. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Well, let's see now, Charles. That's 7 turnovers between last week and this week. 3 here in this game, 4 in last week's game.
You know I do my research, right? And I go all the way back to the best coaches that have ever been in this game. And all of them started with ball security in some form or another, understanding that taking care of the ball was the key to winning games. They can't believe what they're seeing right now because they spend all this time on it with the fundamentals, taking care of it, tucking it away, and they're not doing it.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. He's going to look deep down the field, and that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
But it's not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
Forced out to his left.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray completing it to the right side, Johnson. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Here's Roethlisberger. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The linebacker Jordan Hicks flying in there for the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Hey, the mic. Check, 48's the mic.
From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. 25 yards that time.
First down,
Steelers. Mike 48. Got you.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
230.
On second and 12, Roethlisberger. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Tanner Vallejo came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Need something for deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4.
Go spacing. Mike. Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration. Middle. Quarter. These two. 58, boys. 58, Mike. Ain't no hey. We taking wins home. No spacing. 58's the Mike. I'm trying to collect.
Now Roethlisberger. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on fourth down.
Hey, Team 6.
The Steelers will go. It's Roethlisberger. They've got his man complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just working the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Here's Jordan Berry now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, first and 10. So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up first and 10. They'll run on first down. It's Johnson, and he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a second and 6.
At the 46-yard line.
Second down, Murray sets to throw. That's going to be caught by Kirk. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Well, that's a familiar connection right there. Christian Kirk was in the same class as Kyler Murray at Texas A&M. They played together as freshmen before Murray transferred. Kirk, though, he stayed in College Station, had a great 3-year career before being drafted 47th overall in 2018. Was having a solid rookie campaign last year, but then broke his foot in Week 13 and was shut down the rest of the way. Murray now, perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's first and 10. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Flushed out right. And this is going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
52's the mic. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. My 52. You must be dreaming. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. We got double up. Double up. Check, check, check.
2nd down and goal. Murray. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, but now it's 3rd and goal.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
That's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play.
3 down. Imagine. 52 right here. 52. Wild Bill.
Murray now, 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Andy Isabella, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals push further out in front. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is it bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 34-yard line.
Check 50. Check.
There's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
following the penalty. It's Johnson. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
We got this.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. First and goal. They'll try to run with Edmonds. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Second and goal from the 1. They'll run it with Johnson. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So they go ahead and get more points there. Let me ask you, the game's out of reach. If you're on defense, so are you really angry right now?
You're extremely angry because you let them get in that position first, and second, they went ahead and took advantage of you. So you're going to be very mad about that.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And this play a lot like the previous one, thanks to that stout Cardinal defense. Back-to-back, they've been tackled behind the line.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. This time Roethlisberger will throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cardinals as we say so long from Glendale.